Icons of Real Estate, Oregon. Are you ready to learn from the real life experiences and the proven money making secrets of Oregon's top producers? If you're an ambitious real estate agent in Oregon ready to skyrocket your business, then this podcast is for you. I'm your host, Maureen Healy, licensed Oregon realtor. Tune in weekly where every guest will have a story to tell and tips to share to help you increase your own business. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO, and your all-inclusive real estate platform, Icons of Real Estate. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate podcast. My name is Maureen Healy, and I'm going to be your host today. I'm a broker in Portland, Oregon, and today I have with me Ariel Sasser, who is the principal broker and owner of Property Group Northwest, also based in Portland and Washington. Welcome, Ariel. How are you doing today?
Hi. Good. Thank you for having me.
Sure. Happy to have you here today. Why don't we get started with a little bit of your history and tell me how long you've been doing this, and if you did was there anything else that you did prior to being in real estate?
Yes, thank you. So I actually started in real estate in 2010. I was looking for just a job to get me through while I was going through to get my bachelor's degree in business management. I had purchased a home and needed to be a little bit closer to my job so I could get to work easily as well as college. Prior to that, I was working for a call center and got a lot of skill set there from just being on the phone all the time and working with people. But yeah, so I started at a real estate office just as a receptionist and kind of got the ins and outs of real estate from there in 2010.
Okay. Working at a call center and being on the phones all the time, that I would imagine would give you some skills to bring over into the real estate world. What would you say from that job, if anything, helped you?
I would definitely say patience. Also just listening to people and finding their solutions. I mean, I did get my husband out of that as well. So that's where my
Excellent.
husband and I had met.
Oh, you did at the call
Yeah.
center?
Yes.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah. And from there, I worked at the real estate firm for a couple years and kind of got excited about real estate. And I got my real estate license in 2012. And from there, worked with different big box companies, different real estate firms, kind of got to see the ins and outs of how companies did run.
Mm-hmm. How many brokerages did you try out?
I actually only held my license under two, but I actually started a broker support company at that time, kind of just to get to start getting experience. I was a little hesitant on putting, some buyers in my car for 6 months and not buying a house. And it was a little worrisome for me. So I had built a relationship with realtors through working with the real estate company. And so I kind of helped them on the side where I wasn't strictly just an assistant for one agent. I assisted multiple agents. So I got to see the back end of a lot of different real estate companies because I think at one point there was about 5 different real estate firms where I was working and assisting other agents in different companies.
Oh, interesting. That's a really good way to get kind of a peek behind the curtain and see like the similarities and the differences in different companies.
Yes, very much so. So I definitely got to see a lot of good and bad all over. And so from there, I decided after doing that for about 5 years, I started creating my team and building my business and in real estate and decided not to do the broker support anymore. So I started my team as Property Group Northwest. It was about 2017, started building that brand. And then in 2019 is when I decided that I wanted to do something different. And I branched out on my own and created Property Group Northwest as a real estate firm.
Okay. And what would you say is unique about Property Group Northwest?
I definitely think just the atmosphere I've created. I felt like a lot of the real estate firms and a lot of brokers just had that competition. You felt very intimidated when going into companies, feeling like you had to be the biggest and best.
Hmm.
With my company, we really maintain a family like atmosphere. We support each other, we lean on each other for support. And I think that's the biggest difference between myself and a lot of the companies that are out there, especially the big brand companies.
Sure. Like a collaboration and over competition instead of the other way around.
Yes, it's great. I mean, we really support each other and lean on each other, which is something I always wanted. And I saw a lot of companies that you didn't have that. And especially for newly licensed agents coming in and not feeling that warm feel of excitement and wanting to succeed, but that more of that failure
Mm.
feeling is kind of what I saw as a staff member, as well as doing the support side of it.
That's interesting. So when you had your team and you brought them over, have you grown that team since starting your own company, or are the same people still with you? How's that gone?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I have definitely continued with a lot of the support I had there. I actually have 13 agents now. So when I started, I had one agent as an assistant, grew to two, moved over to my own firm, brought an agent actually with me that I did broker support for a long time with.
Ah,
Um, so yeah, and it's just been, I mean, they're family, and that's kind of how we run. And we just enjoy each other.
that's wonderful. What would you say as the principal broker and owner? How do you split your time between managing the brokerage and the duties that that entails versus serving your clients? Like, if you could break your typical day or week down, what would that ratio look like?
Yeah, what's really great having clients is a lot of the clients I have is past clients, clients referred clients. I use that as opportunities for training. So any newly licensed agent that comes in, or an agent that really has been in the business for a while and wants to really get hands-on and learn, I bring them in as co-agents on any and all of my clients. So that gives me opportunities to really teach them in real life. There are companies out there that have onboarding training where an agent brand new out of real estate school, here, learn more, sit in front of a computer. My
Watch some
training
videos.
opportunity. Yeah, so my training opportunity is to bring those agents in on real life transactions. And so that's been really successful and helpful for my agents is they get that experience that you don't usually get in your first year of real estate. So handling as a business side of it, as well as handling my agents, I connect those together and work with it as a training opportunity.
Yeah, there's nothing really that can replace real live experience in the field and having a mentor there to guide you and answer your questions along the way. I remember when I first started out, I worked at a great boutique brokerage and I was someone's assistant, and I learned, how to fill out the offer form and just all the little tips and tricks about what to do when you go show a property and things like that firsthand. And there are things that you can learn from videos, but there's just no substitute for getting out there with somebody who knows what to do and can guide you personally. I think that's really valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. And my family has known too, is like if one of my agents call, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I've got little kids. If they're playing in the background, fighting in the background, like I'm going to answer my phone for you. So I try to be available at all times for my agents as well. And I've heard from other agents being at, experiencing larger companies is it's hard to get a hold of your principal broker.
I can understand that. Yeah. What would you say? Like, we're pretty new here in February into 2023. And as last year wrapped up, the last 2 years, as a side note, were just kind of crazy with the way the market was. And now we're seeing a shift because interest rates are higher. It's a little less busy, I think, but still going. But when you were doing your business planning for 2023, did you have any goals that are bigger or different, or a new direction you want to go in, or anything unique about going into this year versus prior years?
I think it's just really adapting to the market is I'm all about listening to audibles, keeping up to date with just market trends. We worked a lot with investors in the past, and in 2022 we really had that kind of hit with investor properties is the fix and flip side of
Mhm.
things. But we're starting to kind of see that come back, so just being able to adapt in those different ways. I'm definitely always looking at growing. I think right now we're feeling more like a buyer's market. Houses are sitting on the market for a little while, and it just kind of getting those buyers and finding the right lenders that can work with them and kind of adjust interest rates, buy
Sure.
downs, whatever the different programs are, is connecting them with the right lender to help get them approved to where they're comfortable with. But I think marketing is a big thing too. Social media is huge, is just
Absolutely.
connecting with your sphere.
So, speaking of social media, I was looking at your company's website, which I think is done very well. You have a nice introduction video of yourself and some, cityscapes in the background on the homepage. You have a great video about your team on the team page. You're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, Instagram. How's that helping you, do you think? And which one of those outlets do you feel like is bringing you the most traction in getting eyeballs, getting attention?
Yeah, I think honestly, just having I think the big is going to be Facebook, Instagram is where we get the most followers and get the most connection from. Just getting yourself out there. I was never I was a very private person, and it was really hard for me to get in front of a camera. And when I realized like this is where the technology is taking us, is people want to know who you are. They want to really feel connect with you, and you can't do that anymore with just photos or bio. It
Sure.
comes to videos, it comes to sharing your life. Especially in real estate, you're helping buyers and sellers with one of the biggest purchases in their life. It's affecting them personally, their families, and they want to know who they're working with. And so I think that's a big part of it. I have had I had a client from the East Coast that connected with me and was like, I want to work with you. I like your attitude. I watch every single one of your videos,
Wow, that's what
and
everybody dreams for,
I
right?
trust you from your videos. And it's hard to get that from just a biography. Anybody can write anything. But when you really put yourself out there on camera and put your life out there, and you're a person as well. So
Absolutely. I think it's also something that I have a little bit of a hard time with. I don't love being on camera, but I'm working on that. But it's true because, the static older generation websites that would just have like your headshot and a bio, they can convey only a certain amount of information about you. But when someone can actually see you, hear your voice, see the way that you move, they can kind of gather what your demeanor is. I think that is all makes all the difference.
yes, very much.
Yes, I still cringe about being on camera, but I know it's necessary and something
You're going to be your
work
biggest
on.
critic. You just got to get. I read a book and it said, get over it. Nobody cares. They want to know who you are. Share with the world. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. What would be some advice for other agents out there, either new agents or agents that have been doing this maybe part-time? What would you say would be your best golden nuggets for expanding your business? Or let's say somebody had a goal to double their business this year. What would be your best advice?
I definitely think it's just connecting, people connecting, getting yourself out there. Big on social media, remind people that you're a realtor, follow up on your leads, even if it's past clients as well. I actually just did a class with my agents on lead generation, and the biggest thing is follow up. I send out a 2 month after closing, 6 month, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. You never know when it's also kind of a reminder of, hey, I'm in real estate. I hope you're doing well. How's the baby?
Mhm.
It's putting that personal touch on it. Is don't automate those connections. I tried automation, and I laugh because my marketing coordinator is like, I think you can save time. You should automate this email follow up. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. First client I sent it to, she responded with, I know that this is a robot, but I just wanted to say hi. I hope you see this, Ariel. And I was like, stop,
Uh,
cancel it. Nope, this is exactly what I didn't want. Like, I like the people touch, being able to connect with your people and touch base with clients and see where they're at in 5 years. And I think that's really important. And that really has been a success with referral business, and returning clients, is do your communications and do them on a personal level.
I agree. I agree. One thing I love to do with my buyers in particular is follow up, you know, within a month or two. And then also, like you said, 6 months and a year, because typically they are going to be doing something to the home, you know, making some changes, upgrades, whatever. And I always love to go back and visit the home again because I can remember what it looked like when they bought it. And I've had a lot of clients say, oh, yeah, come on over. We'd love to have you over for lunch. Come see what we did. We put in this new tile or whatever. It's a fun way to connect without having to be like, hey, send me all your referrals. Remember me, don't
Yeah,
forget about me, you know.
exactly. Yeah.
What kind of routine do you have, or do you have one? Do you have a morning routine? Like, what gets your day started and in the right flow?
Yes, my mornings is a big part of my life. I get up every morning about 4:40. I have a home gym, so it's in my garage. So at this time of year, it is January or February, and it's actually snowing outside. So it's very hard to actually get out there. But when I do, it's motivating. So I start my first thing in the morning, I start with my workout routine. I get myself ready after that. I wake up my kids. I have a 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. And my morning is my time to do house chores as well. So I'm getting as much as I possibly can done so that when I come home at the end of the day, I can relax, I can enjoy my evening, have a nice meal, hang out with my kids, and not have to worry about everything piling up. I mean, and in real estate too, you never know when your phone's gonna ring and you're
True.
out until late. And so if I don't get my morning done, I feel like I'm not gonna accomplish it at all the rest of the day. So I feel like mornings are really important to me on being able to accomplish all my goals.
I commend you for waking up at 4:40 in the morning. That is impressive.
Thank you. It definitely took a little training to get to that point, but I'm glad that I can commit to it. And it just feels natural now. You know, I don't know how many days they say it takes so many days to break a habit. And I feel like it definitely took, I think it was probably a good couple months for me to get to I mean, I feel like I even wake up a little bit earlier than what my alarm is set off to go, just because you start training your body to get into that routine.
I keep trying to train my body to get up at 5 a.m., but my body likes to hit snooze until 6 without fail every day. Still working on it though. Is there anything in your daily routine that you would like to be able to wave a magic wand and either eliminate or outsource? Like any tasks that you just, they're not your favorite?
I think email.
Mm.
Email is probably one of the most daunting tasks I have. It is time consuming. I mean, there's so many emails in a day, it never ends. I would definitely say I like the magic wand, and my emails are all taken care of, and they're read and they're deleted and they're put in folders. I actually have a good system with my emails where if it's in my inbox, it's my to-do list. If
Mm.
it's been taken care of, it goes into a folder, it's deleted, it's spammed, whichever task needs to be done. So when I go into my email in the morning or in the afternoon or at night, because it doesn't end, um, I feel like I have all these tasks I have to do because it is my task list. So
I kind of use my email in the same way. If it's still in the inbox, that means there's something more to be done.
yes.
Right.
So yes, the answer would be email, definitely by far.
Have you ever used Slack or another platform like that instead of email?
Many years ago, actually, I do think I do remember that briefly when I started doing that broker support I talked about, but I was worried that something was going to get missed.
Mm-hmm. I've used it in another real estate related business, and it's really great for tracking, like, you know, for, let's say, a transaction start to finish, everything's in one thread. And it sometimes with the emails, I know it can be hard to find. If I remember, like, I know we had an email about this one specific thing, and then I have to go back through 100 emails to find it. It's kind of daunting, but I
I
find
have
that
a
this Slack.
great transaction coordinator for that, I have to admit. So having, staff on the back end that kind of knows exactly what's happening
Sure.
is kind of a great trick for that.
That is helpful for sure. What would you say your interests and hobbies are outside of real estate, even though it can be kind of all consuming, but we all do have lives outside of our jobs. What do you do for fun?
I love to travel. I love water. Water is one of my favorite things. If it's a lake, a river, a beach, I don't know. There's just something about water that is calming and relaxing to me. So I enjoy traveling, especially to warmer places where we can enjoy the water a lot more than we can here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes, even in the summer, I know going out to the coast and going to the beach, it can still be very, very chilly, even in June and July here in
Yeah,
Oregon.
yeah.
What are some of your favorite hot spots or warm places to travel to?
I mean, by far, definitely Hawaii. I haven't done a lot of traveling. We have recently started taking trips during our Thanksgiving break since my daughter's in school. It's just an easier week. Seems like it's a little slower in real estate too, as everybody
Mhm.
kind of checks out for the holidays. So we have started getting in the habit of taking those trips each year. And so far, Hawaii has definitely been my favorite.
That is a really beautiful place to go. And then you can have so many different experiences just going to different islands too, because all the
Yeah.
islands are very different from each other.
Yes. Yeah. We've been to a couple different islands and they are so much different. Maui, I'd say, is definitely by far my favorite so far.
I love Maui. It's been a very long time since I've been there, but I have a friend that lives on Oahu, and I used to visit her quite a bit and used to go over to Oahu. I've been to the Big Island, and it's fun. But I'd like to get back. It's been too long.
Yeah. We need to all travel more.
We do, yes, for sure. I actually spoke to somebody recently who said that this year, one of her goals for her business was to take 1 week a month to go travel. And she's got her whole
Wow.
year planned out. Like,
That's amazing.
I would love to get to that point.
Yes, very much.
And are you involved in any sort of activities within the community?
Yeah, so one thing we do every year is we do sponsor a pumpkin patch, which has been really fun. Nice October festives. It kind of gets you in that spirit of the fall. But we also do a lot of community education events for the public. So if just programs to offer housing support, education, if it's partnering with a lender. We've done some energy saving programs as well as just buyer seminars. And then also have provided lunch for women's shelters. So I'm constantly looking
Um,
for different things. And here soon, I hope we're going to start working with Friends of Trees.
and what is that? I'm
They,
not familiar.
yeah, they plant trees around local parks just to,
Wonderful.
yeah, so I'm really excited for that. That starts next month for us.
Is that in Portland?
Yeah, it's all over. They have different areas that they will go to in different parks.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Helping the environment and also like helping to beautify our city. It's already beautiful here, but trees always just make it feel So nice to be out in nature, no matter where you are, even if you're in the, kind of in the inner core of the city. If there's a lot of trees, it doesn't necessarily feel like it.
Yes.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to be here today.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
yes, absolutely. And I'm sure we'll run into each other out there in our small market. It seems to be kind of a small world in Portland.
Yes, I know. I think we've done a transaction together, so I hope that we can work together many, many more.
Yes, I do as well. Thank you so much.
Of course. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And if anybody wouldn't want to reach out to you, any agents that would like to get some advice from you or just learn more about anything that you've spoken about, what would be the best way for them to reach you?
My website, so www.propertygroupnw.com, and that has all of our information. The contact page has my cell phone and the office number as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. Have a
Of
great day.
course. Thank you. All right. Bye.